Welcome back, everyone. Europa League semi-final time is here, and we do face Athletic Bilbao in Spain. And of course, they have an incentive. They can play the final again in their home stadium because that is where the Europa League final will be. But of course, we need to ensure that we are in that final and returning to Bilbao again, simply because we know how important winning the Europa League is for Manchester United and the connotations of having Champions League football. This is the preview. Let's get into it. So, Athletic Bilbao are fourth in La Liga, and their manager Ernesto Valverde has done quite well at the club, and they are still fighting for a Champions League place in La Liga. So, not winning the Europa League is not really a detriment to their particular season in terms of having a success. But being able to play a European final in your home stadium, that is something that they will surely be using as a carrot in order to get past us. And we definitely must be ready for them. Now, of course, you could approach this game in two ways. You could decide to sit back and play on the counter attack, be compact, etc. Or you can try and take the game to them, have some possession of the ball, and try and put in a good performance to get a win and try and have a much better position in the second leg at Old Trafford. Because if we can be 1-0 up, 2-0 up, 2-1 up, you know, have an advantage by at least being a goal up, going back to Old Trafford, playing in front of our home fans, especially after the way we played against Leon, and of course, such a magical night it was. Of course, we know Maguire got the winner, but that particular energy and atmosphere can be recreated again. And if we can go back to Old Trafford for the second leg, having an advantage of a goal or two, then it certainly will be very good for us in terms of our confidence, but also very good for us in terms of being relaxed in that particular game. Because if we come back to Old Trafford and we lost to Athletic Bilbao or draw, then there will be pressure on us to be the team that takes the game to Athletic Bilbao, especially playing at Old Trafford. Now, we know that Athletic Bilbao have the likes of Inaki Williams and more notably Nico Williams, as we've seen him with Lamine Yamal and the rest of the Spain team for the Euros. We saw the quality that they have. Nico Williams this season, again, going from strength to strength, getting links to Barcelona, to Manchester United, even the likes of Real Madrid are having a look at him. And we know his qualities. Very, very good one-on-one, going either way with both feet. Very, very good when it comes to finishing. Very, very fast, if I have to put it that way. His pace is one of his strongest assets, and he certainly is very, very skillful when it comes to dribbling. So we must be wary of him. And not just him, of course, we know his brother is also a talent. We know his brother can score goals. But the player that makes Athletic Bilbao tick is Sansei. And he has 15 goals this season, being their most forward-thinking midfielder, with the Williams brother either side of him, sorry. They are going to be a threat. Their movement, their style of play, the way they play the ball. Ernesto Valverde definitely wants his team to be very direct. They create a lot of chances through their wingers with their skillful play. They love to cross the ball in the box. When shooting is there as an opportunity, they definitely don't hesitate to take shots. So Onana certainly will have to be on his game. And our reactions after he makes those saves, should he make the saves, I hope he makes the saves, we must react quicker to get the ball clear, to not allow any of the Athletic Bilbao players near Onana after he makes a save, etc. We need to be aggressive because, of course, Spanish teams tend to, they're not as aggressive as the Premier League will be. Very, very technical. They like to keep possession. They like to slow down the pace, quicken the pace, dependent on where they are, in certain positions on the field when they have the ball. But in defense, Athletic Bilbao do concede goals. They do find themselves making individual errors, and we should punish those errors should we manage to bring that out of them. We can try and press them high, but their technical ability and their passing will certainly be a threat to us if we decide to press high and leave a bit of gaps open. You basically saw we tried that against Wolves, and even against Wolves, we basically got outplayed. Bournemouth also, in certain moments played the ball very well through the press that we were trying to have. But for this game, I certainly believe that Bilbao are not as strong as many people are making them out to be. We know they have a quality team. We know that, as I said, fourth in La Liga, still fighting for Champions League place via that particular route, and they are a better team than us if you compare league positions. With us being where we are and them being where they are. But it's a semi-final. It's a European knockout game. Anything can happen. And if we turn up, if we're able to not silence, the crowd, but at least not let them get on our backs or apply pressure or give Bilbao, the encouragement that they need, they certainly are going to be a threat towards us. We must be ready for this. Now, for Manchester United and Amorim, there is great boosts. Ahmad and Matthias de Ligt are back in training, and both of them, I think, will probably be part of the squad, but won't be starting this game. I think it will be too early. You most likely would look at them maybe starting in the second leg at Old Trafford, depending on how the situation is with the scoreline. They could easily start at the weekend. But let's first focus on the first leg against Athletic Bilbao. So, of course, Onana in goal, which I think is quite obvious. The back three must be, for me, Mazraoui, Maguire, and Euro. De Ligt is back, that's good. Shaw, we know, is also back, but I want him to be pushed up to left wing back. Against Bournemouth, he was quite good when he was, put further up at left wing back. So I think for this game, definitely he can start there. We do have Harry Amos, to come in the second half. And I think with Euro playing left centre back, he can cover Luke Shaw in terms of the legs that Luke Shaw might not have as good as he had when he was younger, but certainly Euro can cover him quite well when he does push up down the wing or even infield, which we know Luke Shaw can do. On the other side, right wing back, I think Patrick Dorgu can start there. We saw him play there against Wolves. We saw it also against Bournemouth, so maybe perhaps that might be the option that Amorim goes with. It's an option I would go with because Dorgu is quite comfortable playing on either side of the field. In midfield, Bruno and Casemiro. Casemiro, obviously there for his experience. He's played in Spain for so many years, knows how to, play in these types of stadiums. So, and has, of course, played in the Athletic Bilbao stadium. So surely should be there as an experience and definitely his know-how when it comes to knockout games. And Bruno next to him, in my opinion. Further up, Garnacho on the right side with the 10. Menu in the left side 10, and of course our only out-and-out striker, Rasmus Højlund, up front. I think that team can be one, quite compact and very good in the counter-attack with the pace we have in a Garnacho, in a Højlund, in a Dorgu, and Shaw, of course, can find balls into the box. He can find any player making a run forward with his technical ability on the ball. And as I said, in midfield, Casemiro provides us with that experience in midfield in European games, especially European knockout games. I'm excited for this game. I am a bit nervous and tentative, but that's normal. It's a European semi-final. There's a lot riding on it for Manchester United, and certainly we must be ready for what Athletic Bilbao are going to throw at us from the very beginning of the game. But thank you for joining me in the preview. Let me know in the comment section who you would start in this game against Athletic Bilbao. Let me also know how you are feeling ahead of this game, because it is Man United's biggest game of the season yet. Thank you for joining me. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Have a wonderful day further. Till we see each other again soon, Red Devils. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.